We don't need you where we're going. That's not right. We shouldn't be doing that. That might well be a head gasket. Welcome back to Smoking Still Garage. She's back, the Swedish gold digger. I've been away for a couple of days, but Harry and Tony have been digging into her, fixing a few of the problems. So we'll pass it over to them. Let's see what they got up to. I didn't think we were going to be working on diggers.
Morning, you lovely people. Here we are, a nice sunny day. Very cold, but hey, I'm on my own, as the others appear to be off working. I seem to remember work, but not something I really want to get involved with ever again. So today we're going to have a look at the Swedish gold digger. Apparently it's got a couple of leaking holes that need plugging, so I must be the man for the job. So here we are in the workshop. What we've got is a few bits and pieces laid around. I'll switch to the other camera and show you what I mean. Right, well, what we've got to do, this here bit of steel, I think if we turn that down and make so that it sits on there, and then we can use this to knock the core plugs in. So I think I found a little job for young Leighton. Where is he, out in the yard?
Yeah.
Leighton, here a minute, I've got a job for you.
Doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, I just used to get thrown at me.
I never got taught, it was just there you are, get on with it.
Look at this. I guess the old saying goes, with age comes patience.
Right, here we go. Here's the stuff we're about to use. We've got our nice little angled wire brush for cleaning out the holes, and then supplied by Leighton, who machined it up on the lathe, a little tool which will put the core plug on, and then use this like this to hammer in the new core plug using good old faithful. We will put a little bit of this around the outside of the core plug just to ensure that we don't get any leaks, which is a black silicon RTV. The core plugs and silicone both come from RPMs in Haverhill, have looked after us very well on this job, and hopefully once I get busy, the Swedish gold digger will leak no more. Right, we've fitted the plugs. Bit awkward, as you can see. There's one and there's the other, both fitted in. Bit of a struggle, but we got there. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted that we were dangerously close to the starter motor solenoid and the alternator, so we did in fact disconnect the battery, which gives us a chance to put some charge in it. And then after we've sorted this out, before I fill it up with water, what we're going to do, the exhaust manifold, as you can see, has got 4 broken studs. So the next mission before we fill it with water will be to try and extract these studs. They might come out, they might not. But what we'll do, we'll try first of all using the stud extractor. I don't hold a lot of hope, but we'll give it a go. Failing that, next thing will be to try it with welding some nuts on. Might work, the heat and the welded nut might get it out, but who knows. Failing that, we'll grind them off and drill them out and re-tap them. So, as you can see, it's very cramped under here, so I won't be able to film any of that, and I'll let you know what happens when it happens. Well, as you can see, all 4 studs are now out. The stud extractor didn't work, so we had to go to the weld some bigger nuts on, and after several attempts they came off. Here you can see the old studs which we M8 studs, which we popped the 10mm nut over the top of and welded, as you can see. And after several attempts, we managed to get all 4 studs out. And now we have some new bolts, some nuts, some washers, courtesy of our supplier, Power Drive Supplies in Haverhill, who do all our supplies for nuts, bolts and consumables. What we'll do, we'll just cut the head off the bolt and use the whole length of the bolt as a stud in the block. They're 8.8, as you can see, high tensile, so hopefully they'll be up to the job. So I'm going to get cutting down and see you soon. Right, sometime later, and here we have 4 new studs, all fitted in nicely, new nuts, new washers, exhaust pipe reattached, using plenty of the copper grease to make sure we can get it apart again. We'll put some water in and see what the state of play is now. I've just topped up the water and had a quick scout around to make sure there's nothing hanging loose under the bonnet. While I was at it, I had a go at getting the key out. So what we done, we put a bit of WD-40 in and jiggled it around with a pick, and as it popped. So right, here we go. I'm going to go off now and see if I can get the beast to start. Wish me luck. I'll let it run for a few minutes and see what happens. Oh, this is not looking good. We've got water piddling out down the side here. Right, back again. We had a little issue there while the engine was running. I'd filled it up with water and everything looked okay until we had a sudden flooding of water coming out the side, and it turns out it was this pipe here, which is the overflow coming out of the top of the radiator. Now I've had it running for about 15 minutes now and it's got nice and warm. There's no leaks, but there's an awful lot of foam coming out of the top of the radiator filler. So whether somebody's put something in there and it's got a bit of soap or something in it, but it's very frothy. So what we're going to do, I've only put water in at the moment, obviously no antifreeze yet. I think we're going to drain the water out a few times and flush the radiator and the system out to make sure everything's fine. Now while I was waiting for it to warm up, the gas strut on the left hand side of the bonnet has been bent and annoying me for ages. So I took it off and straightened it out and reattached it, and wow, we've now got 2 gas struts. Can you see it? All fitted back in nicely and bonnet opening and shutting as it should. Right, now as today is a bit of a sad day because we've lost Robert Duvall recently. Obviously he was the guy who played Harry in Days of Thunder, and that was what gave rise to my nickname Harry.
I'm gonna shave half an inch off you and shape you like a bullet. And when we get you primed, painted and weighed, you're gonna be ready to go out on that racetrack. You're gonna be perfect.
So today we're going to dedicate to Robert Duvall, Harry, bless his heart. So all in all, today has been quite successful. Core plugs fitted, exhaust drilled out and refitted, gas strut repaired, and I think I'm going to call it a day. So all I can say is this: the 22-year-old Swedish gold digger has been dealt with by a 71-year-old boy from Suffolk with a big hammer. Up the baldies. Talk to you soon. Have fun.
So in the garage at the minute, we've still got a broken Beetle, a dirty great V8 Cummins We've got to try and see whether we can save it, or whether that's going to become a coffee table. 6-ton dumper, suspected head gasket failure, so we started getting ready to pull that apart and rebuild that. But what you all seem to care about is this old Volvo. Dad has been busy doing some bits on it. We've done the core plugs, rebuilt a load of it, put all the exhaust back on, all new bolts in there because they all snapped, taken off some more bits of the aircon because we can't find parts for it. We don't need you where we're going. The hose that burst, the hose that covered me in oil. While we were doing the hoses, we took another bit of floor out and found that the smashed light wasn't smashed, it was just bent and twisted out of the way. So we've put the light back. And while we were doing it, we fitted another light up there and rewired the cable that snapped. Not really done a lot in here other than the front window. Bought a replacement for that. All the rest are still broke. But since we rebuilt it, it starts on the key with no smoke. We have noticed that ram is now leaking out of the seals all the way down the ram. That was the trouble with cleaning it. The track sprockets are that worn that they've actually pumped the tracks so full of grease to get them tight, because otherwise it won't track anywhere. As you're tracking it, you can feel it jumping on the sprockets. Obviously all the pins and bushes need redoing. The manual diesel gauge is broke, so we need to replace that so we don't get water in the diesel tank. We've put 50 litres of hydraulic oil in it and it still needs more. Still can't see it on the gauge yet. Still needs a service and everything. We've put a second fuel filter in it so you can see if it's blocking up. The original fuel filter, I've changed that because that was blocked. Mounted the pump so it's not just flapping around in there anymore. But the biggest problem we found, we think we might have solved why it only had water in it. When the bonnet's closed, which has just broken by the way, this big bit of damage here, I think a branch or something has gone in there, and by the look of them bolt holes there should be an expansion bottle on the end of this pipe. So when you're running it, it's blowing the water out of that pipe, which means the radiator has constantly got a lot of air in it. But I'm thinking the head gasket's gone, because that's building a lot of pressure in there. So it might be we have to tear this engine apart and put a new gasket in it. I can't really think of anything else at the minute. Obviously we've got windows to replace if we can get glass for it. Sprockets, idlers. That idler there is loose, which is why it's hung down. So we'll fix that when we do the tracks. Surprisingly, it actually feels like the main bearing, the pivot, or slew ring as you'd call it, is actually still quite tight. So I don't think we're going to have to fix that, because I don't like splitting diggers in half. We've given it a bath. There's still a lot to do, a lot to tidy. While we were giving it a wash, we were pulling lumps of mud out of it from down there, and there's still a lot more in there. But when you're pulling lumps of mud out that are like that, you know it's had a lot of leaking, and there's also quite a lot of glass in that as well. So you can see where it's had a few windows broken on it, not just cracked. Oh, Dad's also bolted that back on. Good bodge on that. Jubilee clip round it. That'll hold it. Hopefully Gav's going to do some better videoing than this, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just pointing the camera and talking. But finally, we're a bit more watertight.
And after finishing all the jobs for today's episode, we decided to take her out for a test drive. That honour fell to our resident test driver, William. Some say he likes cornflakes with a serving of hydraulic oil, and that he's the Stig's younger cousin twice removed. All we know is his bedtime is 7:30.
Can you help me get out?
Well, what do you think? You going to fill out your report now?
I don't have time, I'm going to flipping.
Well, there we go. We fixed a load of problems and we found another major one. But good news is, Swedish gold digger's hanging around for a few more episodes. So thanks for watching today. We'll see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe, ring the bell. This is Smoking Still Garage and we're just getting started.